Most people think aging is a mystery, but scientists have discovered 5 simple signs that can quietly predict how long you'll live after 70. And the most surprising part, you can measure them yourself in just seconds. 1. Walking speed. Walking speed, often called gait speed, is one of the most powerful and reliable scientific indicators of longevity in people over age 70. In fact, many researchers consider it a vital sign of aging, similar in importance to heart rate and blood pressure. This is because walking is not a simple action. It requires the coordinated functioning of multiple essential systems. The cardiovascular system, the lungs, the muscles, the bones, the sensory system, and the brain. When someone walks, all of these systems must work smoothly together. If any system is slowing down due to age or disease, it often shows up first in a noticeable reduction in walking speed. Walking speed is typically measured by timing, how long it takes an individual to walk a short, fixed distance uswagi, 4 to 6 meters at their usual pace. Research shows a remarkably consistent pattern. Older adults who walk faster tend to live longer, maintain independence, and experience fewer physical limitations. A common benchmark used in studies is 0.8 to 1.0 meters per second. Individuals who walk faster than this threshold are often found to have better overall health and a greater chance of surviving the next decade. Why is this simple measurement so predictive? One major reason is that walking speed reflects cardiovascular health. A healthy heart and strong blood vessels are essential for getting oxygen to the muscles. People with reduced heart function or undiagnosed vascular issues may not be able to walk quickly because their body cannot deliver oxygen efficiently during physical activity. Thus, a slow gait may indicate underlying issues long before symptoms appear in other ways. Another reason walking speed matters is its connection to muscle strength, especially in the legs. After age 70, muscle mass naturally declines, a process known as sarcopenia. However, the rate of decline varies widely between individuals. Someone who maintains strong muscles through regular activity can walk with a confident, steady pace. In contrast, those with significant muscle loss often have a slower, more cautious gait. This is not only a sign of reduced strength, but also a predictor of future falls, hospitalization, and decline in mobility. Walking speed is also linked to neurological health. The brain controls coordination, balance, and the ability to adapt to changes in terrain. Conditions such as mild cognitive impairment, early dementia, or small strokes can subtly disrupt these pathways, causing a person to walk more slowly without realizing why. For this reason, gait speed can act as an early clue that the brain is aging more rapidly than expected. Beyond physical factors, walking speed even reflects psychological well-being. Older adults who feel confident, engaged, and mentally sharp tend to have a brisker pace, while those who struggle with depression, chronic stress, or low motivation may walk more slowly. A person's mood can affect posture, stride, and overall energy, which then influences how quickly they move. Importantly, walking speed is not fixed. Even small improvements can signal meaningful changes in health. Regular exercise, especially strength training, balance exercises, and brisk walking, can increase gait speed at any age. This means walking speed is not just a predictor, but also a modifiable factor. Increasing it can improve quality of life and potentially extend independence. For healthcare professionals, measuring gait speed is an easy, inexpensive, and highly informative tool. For individuals, it serves as a personal health signal. If you notice your walking speed slowing over time, it may be wise to check in with a doctor or increase your physical activity. Because walking involves nearly every major system in the body, gait speed is like a window into biological aging, offering insight into how well your body is functioning beyond what traditional medical tests may reveal. 2. Grip strength. Grip strength is one of the most widely studied and surprisingly accurate predictors of longevity in older adults. Although it seems like a simple physical measure, it reflects far more than how strong your hands are. Research shows that grip strength acts as a window into overall muscle health, metabolic function, nervous system integrity, and even long-term resilience. For people over age 70, this single measurement can help predict the risk of disability, hospitalization, cognitive decline, and death. Over the following years, grip strength is typically assessed using a device called a dynamometer, which measures how much force a person can generate when squeezing with their hand. The test is quick, non-invasive, and inexpensive. Despite its simplicity, its predictive power is remarkably strong. Multiple large studies have shown that older adults with low grip strength have a significantly higher risk of chronic diseases and earlier mortality, even when controlling for age, weight, exercise habits, and other health factors. Why does grip strength matter so much? One major reason is that it reflects overall muscle mass and muscle quality, not just strength in the hands or forearms. As people they naturally lose muscle, a condition known as sarcopenia. However, the rate of muscle loss varies dramatically. Someone who remains active, maintains good nutrition, and engages in regular strength-building activities will lose muscle more slowly. Someone who is sedentary, ill, or undernourished may lose muscle more rapidly, because the hands are used constantly and require complex neuromuscular coordination. Grip strength becomes a reliable indicator of total body strength and biological aging. Grip strength also tells us about the health of the nervous system. To generate force, the brain must effectively communicate with the muscles through nerve pathways. Conditions that impair this connection, such as neuropathy, mild cognitive impairment, or early neurological diseases, can reduce grip strength. This means a decline in grip strength may signal neurological changes long before other symptoms appear. Another key reason grip strength predicts longevity is its relationship with metabolic health. Stronger individuals tend to have better insulin sensitivity, lower inflammation levels, and healthier hormone profiles. Muscle tissue plays an important role in regulating blood sugar and metabolic function. When muscle mass declines, the body becomes less efficient at processing glucose, which increases the risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and systemic inflammation, conditions strongly linked to mortality. Grip strength is also tied to functional independence. Older adults with weak grip strength often struggle with daily tasks, such as opening jars, carrying groceries, holding onto handrails, or maintaining balance during a fall. This functional decline increases the likelihood of accidents, fractures, and long-term disability. On the other hand, good grip strength often indicates that a person is active, mobile, and capable of performing everyday activities without assistance traits associated with longer, healthier lives. Psychological and behavioral factors are reflected in grip strength as well. People who maintain higher strength levels tend to lead more active, socially engaged, and confident lives. They move more frequently, participate in hobbies, and maintain healthier routines. These lifestyle patterns reinforce one another and contribute significantly to longevity. Conversely, reduced strength can lead to reduced activity, which accelerates frailty, a cycle that shortens lifespan. Importantly, like walking speed, grip strength is a modifiable predictor, not a fixed destiny. Older adults can significantly improve grip strength through simple, targeted exercises. Squeezing hand grippers, using resistance bands, lifting light weights, or performing wrist and forearm strengthening routines. More importantly, full body strength training, particularly exercises involving large muscle groups, tends to improve grip as a natural side effect. Regular strength training increases muscle mass, enhances metabolism, and builds resilience throughout the body, all of which support healthier aging. For clinicians, grip strength provides an accessible tool to identify individuals who may be at risk and could benefit from early intervention. For individuals, monitoring grip strength over time offers an easy way to track changes in physical health. A steady decline may indicate the need to adjust lifestyle habits, increase activity levels, or seek medical evaluation. Ultimately, grip strength is far more than a measure of hand power. It is a powerful symbol of biological vitality, reflecting the integrity of muscles, nerves, metabolism, and daily function. In people over 70, maintaining strong grip strength is closely associated with prolonged independence, better health outcomes, and a significantly longer lifespan. 3. Ability to rise from a chair without using hands among older adults. One of the simplest functional tests that strongly predicts longevity and independence is the ability to rise from a chair without using hands. This seemingly ordinary movement, standing up from a seated position, requires a coordinated effort from the entire body. It involves leg strength, core stability, balance, joint mobility, and neurological control. When someone can perform this action smoothly and confidently, it indicates that their body is aging more robustly. When they struggle or require the support of their hands, it may signal reduced functional capacity and a higher risk of decline. This test, often called the sit-to-stand test, is widely used by geriatric health professionals because it reflects the health of multiple systems simultaneously. The task may look simple, but for the body, it is a complex biomechanical challenge. It demands strong quadriceps, flexible hips, stable ankles, and coordinated muscle activation patterns. It also challenges the balance system, as the center of gravity must shift forward and upward in a controlled motion. Because of this complexity, difficulty with the sit-to-stand movement is often one of the earliest indicators of frailty. Frailty is a clinical condition characterized by decreased strength, endurance, and physiological function. It makes individuals more vulnerable to falls, injuries, hospitalization, and mortality. The sit-to-stand test is so effective at revealing frailty because it exposes weaknesses that cannot be hidden behind slow walking or short bursts of effort. If someone cannot stand up without pushing off with their hands, it often means the lower body muscles have lost significant strength, or that joint pain limits mobility. Another reason this ability predicts longevity is its relationship to mobility and independence. Standing up from a chair is essential for many daily activities. Getting out of bed, rising from the toilet, stepping out of a car, or lifting oneself from a low seat. If an older adult struggles with this movement, they may gradually avoid social activities and physical tasks, leading to decreased mobility and social isolation, two factors strongly associated with reduced lifespan. On the other hand, someone who can stand up easily is more likely to stay active, engaged, and physically capable. The sit-to-stand movement also provides insight into balance and coordination, which depend on the brain, inner ear systems, and peripheral nerves. Subtle neurological changes, such as reduced reaction time or impaired sensory feedback, can become visible when trying to stand without assistance. This makes the test a valuable early indicator of age-related neurological decline. In fact, studies show that older adults who perform poorly on sit-to-stand tests are more likely to develop mobility-related disabilities over the next few years. Joint health plays a role as well. Conditions like osteoarthritis, common in the knees and hips, can make rising from a chair painful or slow. Reduced mobility due to pain can accelerate physical decline, as individuals may limit their movement to avoid discomfort. Over time, this creates a feedback loop. Less movement leads to weaker muscles, which leads to greater difficulty standing, which increases the risk of falls and injuries. Interestingly, the sit-to-stand test also provides clues about cardiorespiratory fitness. Rising from a chair requires bursts of effort from the muscles, which draw on the heart and lungs for oxygen. People with poor cardiovascular health often struggle to rise repeatedly. A Sen Inte 30-second chair stand test, where an individual is asked to stand up as many times as possible within 30 seconds. Those with higher counts tend to have better cardiometabolic profiles and lower mortality risk. Beyond physical factors, this test is also connected to confidence and fear of falling. Older adults who fear falling often hesitate or move slowly when rising, even if their muscles are capable. This fear increases the risk of falls and can lead to self-imposed restrictions on activity. In contrast, someone who has strong balance and confidence often stands up smoothly, reflecting psychological resilience and better overall well-being. Most importantly, the ability to rise from a chair without using one's hands is strength training, especially exercises that target the legs, glutes, and core, can significantly improve performance. Simple routines like squats, step-ups, hip hinges, and seated standing repetitions can restore muscle function and balance, even in individuals over 70 or 80. Improvements in flexibility, joint health, and posture can also make the movement easier and more stable. For healthcare providers, the sit-to-stand test offers a quick, meaningful assessment tool for detecting early decline. For individuals, it serves as a practical way to monitor aging. If standing from a chair becomes difficult, it can be a valuable signal to start strengthening exercises. SEEK evaluation for pain or joint issues, or adjust lifestyle habits before major health problems develop. Ultimately, the ability to rise from a chair without using hands is far more than a measure of leg strength. It is a powerful indicator of functional age, revealing how well the body can coordinate strength, stability, mobility, and neurological control. Maintaining this ability is closely tied to independence, safety, and longevity. making it one of the most meaningful predictors of healthy aging in adults over 70. 4. Cognitive processing speed. Cognitive processing speed, the rate at which the brain receives information, interprets it, and produces a response, is one of the most important, yet often overlooked, indicators of healthy aging. After age 70, processing speed naturally declines, but the degree of decline varies widely among individuals. Research shows that faster cognitive processing speed is strongly associated with longer lifespan, better physical health, and a lower risk of dementia, while slower processing speed often signals accelerated aging and increased vulnerability to illness. Processing speed is typically measured through simple tasks that evaluate reaction time, visual recognition, attention switching, or mental flexibility. These tests might involve identifying symbols, matching patterns, tapping a button when a stimulus appears, or performing a series of quick mental calculations. Although these tasks look simple, they depend on multiple systems in the brain working together efficiently. When these systems slow down, the effects are subtle at first, but can predict significant changes in future health. One reason processing speed is such a strong predictor of longevity is that it reflects brain health at a structural level. As people age, neurons naturally lose some connectivity. The brain white matter, the network of fibers that enables communication between brain regions, deteriorate due to vascular changes, inflammation, or microstructural damage. Reduced white matter integrity slows the transmission of signals across the brain, which shows up as slower processing speed. 4. Reaction time tests effectively revealed the condition of the brain's communication pathways before more noticeable cognitive symptoms appear. Processing speed is also closely tied to vascular health, including blood flow to the brain. The brain is an energy-demanding organ. It requires a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients. When blood vessels become narrowed, stiffened, or damaged due to aging, high blood pressure, or metabolic disease, the brain may not receive adequate circulation. This shortage can impair the speed of neural activity. In fact, studies have shown that slower reaction times can be an early indicator of vascular issues, often appearing years before clinical symptoms of heart disease or stroke. Furthermore, processing speed has strong connections to executive function, which includes the brain's ability to plan, focus, multitask, and regulate behavior. When processing speed declines, executive function almost always declines alongside it. This matters for longevity, because poor executive function increases risks across many aspects of daily life, such as managing medications, maintaining social relationships, avoiding accidents, and navigating the environment safely. As a result, processing speed is not only a cognitive measure, but also a marker of functional independence. Another key reason processing speed predicts longevity is its relationship with physical coordination and mobility. The brain controls balance, posture, and the ability to respond quickly to environmental changes. Someone with slower processing speed may take longer to react to tripping hazards, uneven surfaces, or sudden shifts in body position, increasing the likelihood of falls, one of the leading causes of injury and mortality in adults over 70. Conversely, those with faster processing speed tend to maintain better balance, quicker reflexes, and more confident movement. Processing speed also correlates with emotional well-being. Individuals with slower processing speed often experience frustration, reduced motivation, and a loss of confidence in their cognitive abilities. This can lead to social withdrawal, a known predictor of increased mortality. On the other hand, those with faster processing speed often stay more engaged, curious, and mentally active, factors that contribute to healthier aging and lower mortality risk. Importantly, processing speed is not entirely fixed. While some decline is part of normal aging, many interventions can help preserve or even improve it. Regular physical exercise, particularly aerobic activities, has been shown to enhance blood flow to the brain and support the growth of new neural connections. Strength training also supports brain health by improving metabolism and reducing inflammation. Mental stimulation such as puzzles, reading, learning new skills, or engaging in social conversations can help keep neural circuits active and efficient. In addition, maintaining good cardiovascular health plays a major role in protecting cognitive processing speed. Managing blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and stress levels helps maintain the integrity of the brain's blood vessels, reducing the likelihood of cognitive slowing. Adequate sleep is also crucial, as poor sleep impairs the brain's ability to repair itself and clears accumulated toxins that contribute to cognitive decline. For clinicians, processing speed tests offer a powerful tool for early detection of neurological or vascular problems. For individuals, noticing that tasks take longer to think through or that reactions seem slower can serve as an important signal to adopt healthier habits. This is especially valuable because early interventions are much more effective than late ones. Ultimately, cognitive processing speed is more than a measure of mental quickness. It is a comprehensive indicator of overall brain vitality, reflecting the integrity of neural networks, vascular health, metabolic function, and emotional resilience. In adults over 70, maintaining stronger processing speed is closely linked to preserved independence, better quality of life, and longer survival. It is one of the clearest windows into the aging brain and one of the strongest cognitive predictors of longevity. 5. Social engagement and strong social connections among all the predictors of longevity after age 70. Social engagement and strong social connections stand out as some of the most powerful and perhaps the most surprising. While physical measures like walking speed, grip strength, and balance reflect the body's aging, social relationships reveal the health of the mind, emotions, and even the immune system. Research consistently shows that older adults who maintain active social lives, meaningful relationships, and a sense of community tend to live significantly longer, experience fewer chronic illnesses, and enjoy better cognitive and emotional health compared to those who are socially isolated. At its core, social engagement refers to how often individuals interact with others and participate in social, recreational, or community activities. This can include conversations with family, time spent with friends, participation in clubs or religious groups, volunteer work, shared hobbies, or simply engaging with neighbors. Strong connections are not about the number of people in someone's circle, but about the quality of those relationships. Mutual support, understanding, emotional closeness, and a sense of belonging. One reason social engagement predicts longevity so strongly is its impact on mental and emotional well-being. Human beings are social creatures, and meaningful interaction stimulates the brain. Conversations, shared laughter, debates, and even small gestures of companionship activate neural pathways, keeping the brain flexible and resilient. Social relationships also protect against depression and anxiety, conditions that can accelerate physical decline. Older adults who remain socially active tend to have a more positive outlook on life, which contributes to healthier routines, greater motivation, and more consistent self-care. Social connection deeply influences the body's stress response. Loneliness, especially when chronic, triggers the release of stress hormones such as cortisol. Elevated cortisol levels, over time, can weaken the immune system, increase inflammation, raise blood pressure, and disrupt sleep, hall factors linked to early mortality. In contrast, supportive social relationships act as a buffer against stress. Having someone to talk to, share problems with, or rely upon during difficult times helps regulate emotional responses and reduces the physical toll of stress. This protective effect is so strong that some researchers compare social connection to a form of emotional medicine. Another key mechanism linking social engagement to longevity is its effect on health behaviors. Older adults with strong social networks are more likely to stay active, eat nutritious meals, attend medical appointments, adhere to medications, and maintain safer daily habits. Socially engaged individuals often support one another through encouragement, shared activities, or simple reminders. A friend who invites you for a walk, a family member who checks in regularly, or a community group that provides a routine can significantly influence long-term health outcomes. In contrast, isolation can lead to reduced activity, poor diet, and neglect of medical needs. Social engagement also plays a crucial role in cognitive health. Interacting with others requires attention, memory, language skills, emotional interpretation, and decision-making abilities that decline more slowly in socially active individuals. Studies show that older adults with vibrant social lives have a lower risk of dementia and cognitive impairment. The brain is similar to a muscle. It gets stronger with use. Social interaction provides natural and enjoyable mental exercise, helping preserve neural pathways and cognitive processing speed. Additionally, strong social bonds have measurable effects on the immune system. people who feel connected and supported demonstrate better immune function, higher resistance to illness, and faster recovery after surgery or infections. Loneliness, by contrast, has been associated with increased inflammation, a major contributor to age-related diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even some cancers. This biological connection helps explain why social isolation is now considered as harmful to health as smoking or obesity. Another important aspect is purpose and meaning. Social relationships give older adults a sense of identity and belonging, feeling valued by others, whether through friendships, family roles, or community involvement, provides a reason to stay active and engaged. Purpose is one of the strongest psychological predictors of longevity, and social connection is one of the primary sources of that purpose. An older adult who wakes up each day knowing that someone cares about them or that they contribute something to others is more likely to maintain healthy habits and remain resilient in the face of stress or illness. Importantly, social engagement is modifiable, even later in life. Loneliness is not a permanent condition. Older adults can strengthen relationships through small, consistent efforts. Joining a walking group, reconnecting with old friends, participating in community events, taking up group hobbies, or even engaging in online communities. Technology can bridge gaps, especially for those with limited mobility. Meaningful connection does not require constant interaction. It requires authentic, supportive relationships that enrich emotional and mental well-being. For healthcare professionals, evaluating social engagement is as important as assessing physical health. Identifying loneliness or social withdrawal early can lead to interventions that dramatically improve long-term outcomes. For individuals, reflecting on the strength of their relationships can provide insight into areas that need nurturing. Ultimately, social engagement and strong social connections are far more than lifestyle choices. They are powerful indicators of emotional resilience, cognitive vitality, physical health, and overall longevity. For adults over 70, maintaining close relationships and staying connected to others is one of the most life-enhancing and life-extending factors available. It reinforces the timeless truth that human connection is not just enjoyable, but essential for a long, healthy, and meaningful life.